The Atlantic Division's 2-3 matchup features the St. John Millrats versus the Moncton Miracles. Millrats have an 8-3 series edge in their head-to-head matchups with an average margin of victory of 6.25 points per game. While it doesn't reflect in the record, these two clubs have had a close series all season long. When the Millrats organization announced at the start of the year that their 15-16 roster would feature two former league MVPs in Gabe Freeman and Anthony Anderson, there were lots of questions swirling around whether or not this experiment would work. Well, after a full season in the books, not only did it work, but it did so very well. This is the first time the AA has had this kind of support, and as you'll hear, he couldn't be happier.
Me personally, we got a lot of guys. This is the first year I've played with. I've got 4 or 5 guys that can score it just like I can. So I don't have to be the guy every night. Last week we went back. I had 42 on the night. And the next night, in previous seasons, I would have had 40 again. I would have had to have 40 again for us when Gabe had 40 the next night.
Right.
So we have a team where the offense is we're not worried about offense. So I feel like I could take a little break at times and play more defense, than the past couple years.
When, on that point, when you went off for 50, the game before that, I think the next game you had like 12.
Maybe I might have took 8 shots.
Right.
But as long as we're winning. That's what these guys are here for this year. Is to take a little load off my shoulders and maybe save a little. I could save some for playoff, deep playoff run.
The Millrats are a dangerous offensive squad beyond Freeman and Anthony. They're the only roster in the league that can boast 7 players who average double digits in scoring. And it makes sense when you consider the fact they're ranked number 1 in scoring offense. In addition to that, St. John also ranks 2nd in made 3-pointers a game, hitting on almost 11 per contest. Opposing teams also have to bear in mind the impact that 7-foot center Anthony Stover has on the defensive side of the ball. The favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year averages nearly 4 blocks per outing, and he's almost single-handedly responsible for St. John entering the playoffs as one of the top defensive clubs in the league. The Moncton Miracles had a banner year on and off the court, and they enter into the postseason on a high note as they produced a must-win game against the Island Storm on the final day of an up-and-down regular season. The year started off slow for Moncton, and a coaching change was made to shake things up a bit. Paul McKeskey came on board, and the team started to produce under his watch. As Coach Mo now looks ahead to the playoff, he shares his thoughts on how he thinks his squad will fare.
We won't have home court, but we want to go into the playoffs on a positive note, playing the right way with a little momentum, and of course the bottom line is be healthy too. They're a very talented team. They have bigs that can shoot. They have guards that can shoot. They got bigs that can penetrate. So, it's a tough matchup. But of course, pretty much in this whole league, any team in this league can beat any other team. And it's a little harder in the series, but we have good point guards that can get to the basket. We have some bigs that can take up room inside. I think the team that plays the way they're supposed to play for the longest time will win the games and win the series eventually.
Similar to St. John, the Miracles like to spread the offense around, and they have 5 players who average in double-digit scoring, who possess the ability to lead the team in points in any given night. Moncton's backcourt combination of James Justice and Dexter Strickland are explosive, and they can easily draw comparisons to a backcourt combination of Darren Duncan and Steph Bonneau, who won a title with the Express 2 seasons ago. And only time will tell if Dexter Strickland and James Justice can produce similar results. Keep up to speed with all the postseason action at Playoff Central by visiting NBLCanada.ca.